This is the second video on installing Windows 7. This is a continuation from the installation that we did off of installing Windows 7 Part 1. This is installing Windows 7 Part 2. And we're continuing on. It's right now in the middle of installing updates and completing the installation. Alright, now it's about to restart. And as I said, I'm using VirtualBox to install this. Now where it says press any key to boot up the CD or DVD, don't press any key. Don't press anything at all. Just let it go through its process. Let's see here, and Windows 7 is starting up. Should be coming up any minute now. Setup is updating registry settings. We'll give it a moment. Like I said, it normally doesn't take this long, but because I'm running it through VirtualBox and I have other applications working in the background, it's a little sluggish. And here we go. Setup is starting services. Alright, installing Windows. It's completing the installation. Then it'll probably reboot again. Reboot meaning restarting. We'll wait for it to finish its process. It should be restarting any moment now. Once again, as I mentioned in the previous video, to make sure that Windows 7 installs smoothly and without any issues on your computer, you want to make sure that your computer meets the minimum hardware requirements. You want to make sure that it meets the minimum CPU processing speed and meets the minimum memory and the minimum hard drive space. For Windows 7, for CPU processing speed, you want to make sure it's at least at between 800 megahertz to 1 gigahertz of processing power at the bare minimum. And for memory, you should have at least one gig of RAM. At least 1 gig of RAM. Um, Obviously, more is better. And then for your hard drive space, you should make sure you have at least 30 gigs minimum um, at the bare minimum. If you can meet the minimum requirements for all three subjects, all three hardware issues, you should have basically an installation that goes fairly well. Might not go as quickly as you want it to, but it will install. Also, you want to make sure that you have a decent graphics card. Uh, I would suggest name brand such as an ATI or a GeForce NVIDIA card. Make sure those cards, and nowadays they come. You can get some real good prices off of eBay, but nowadays they usually come with 128 megs of CPU memory. I'm sorry, GPU memory. Um, a lot of them are even higher than that, and you can usually get some real good cheap cards off of eBay. Like I say, I'd stick with ATI or NVIDIA slash GeForce. That's the same company. Uh, I would seriously consider getting one of those cards, one of the two. And like I say, I'd make it a minimum of 128 uh, graphics processing memory. GPU standing for graphics processing unit. And so processing should start completing installation should be coming along soon. Okay, I see the dot still moving, so as long as we're not paused or freeze or it doesn't have any installation errors, I'd say we're still doing pretty good. Here we go. Just took a little while. And as I said, when it comes to this screen where it shows press any key to boot CD, do not press any key. Don't press anything at all. Just let it go through its process. As I said, Windows is moving a little slowly, but at least it's moving. Installation has gone without any error messages or any major incidences. So we're doing basically pretty good here. I'll probably need to make a part 3 to continue this Windows 7 installation. Setup is preparing our computer for the first time. Checking for video performances. At this point, it looks like it's doing a hardware check. Oh, okay, and we're done. So we're gonna go ahead and let's see. We probably want to stop the video at this point because I think I'm hitting the 15-minute mark. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video, and then we're gonna continue the video in another session. So this is the end of part 2. Stay tuned for installing Windows 7 part 3. Thank you and have a good day.